And we have returned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our second of 4 games on the day. The schedule did get switched around a little bit, but HGT will now face Lie Gaming. Best of 1. This is going to be the final game that HGT plays in the group stage here for Starladder Season 10. And, well, they're looking good, folks. They're 5-1. With a win here, they'll finish 6-1 and guaranteed to, at the very least, be tied for first place. That is an impressive run for Hyperglory team. A team that not many really gave a shot. I mean, you look at the big names on Newbie, Vici Gaming, IG, LGD, and you figure these should be the top 4 teams in China. But right now, it's looking like at least one of them will not make the playoffs, let alone have a shot at going to the LAN finals in Kiev. And, well, once you're in those playoffs, anything can happen. They're scheduled to begin beginning of next week, so I'll be casting those exciting stuff. But, yeah, with that said, our draft is underway, so let's go ahead, hop into it. We've got Hyperglory team on the Dire side, as well as Lie Gaming on the Radiant. And quickly running through the draft here, the one kind of unusual ban, I would say, is this Scarith Mage first phase ban. Not too unusual, but we've seen him generally let through by the Chinese teams. Normally they prefer to get a trade for him, but that will allow the Lycan to slip through and HGT give it up, though we're not going to see a Drow Visage, perhaps. I'm wondering if Lie Gaming actually get the Drow here when they already have a Lycan. On paper, it's amazing. You get 4 ranged heroes with Howl and the Drow Aura. Oh man, they hit hard. But then you're sacrificing a lot of control, and you do run a fairly... Oh, they're going to do it. All right. Howl plus Precision Aura. Big potential here for Lie Gaming. This is a scary combo, but Drow is squishy, Rubik is squishy, Lycan has no control, and Visage needs his level 6. Actually, the Rubik does as well, so I am a little worried for Lie, as HGT has gone for the Tuskar, something they've been running quite a bit lately. We've seen Pretty Hall playing it, and we actually saw, I think we saw Kakao playing it. They ran a Wisp Tuskar the other day. Extremely effective. They basically tri-laned mid, ganked mid, got like 8 kills there, and the game was just over. So if I'm Lie Gaming, I might think about a Wisp ban here. They ran the Shadow Shaman safe lane, and he died once or twice, but it really didn't matter. They got a great trade with the dual roam, and yeah, I'm thinking HGT offlane tied. Razor will be mid. They'll probably just drop the Shaman safe lane to get farm. And if there's a Wisp available, HGT will take that with the Tuskar and just go a Roman. Also nice here to have against Drow Ranger, just for the extra movement speed to run her down quickly in fights. But yeah, our final ban now for Lie. If they don't ban Wisp, then, well, I'd be very surprised. That would suggest to me they maybe haven't done their homework. But looking at Lie Gaming... XTT is normally the offlaner for this team, and I don't think they've picked their offlane yet. They could do something unusual, like go for an aggressive tri-lane with the Drow, or try to dodge. They'll actually ban a Tinker. Thinking HGT's headed a different direction this game from what they showed yesterday. I'm really not sure if Tinker was what HGT had in mind, to be honest. I think they want to take the fight to Lie early. Like, you see Drow Lycan, you don't want to sit back and farm a Tinker. You want to go crush them in the lanes before they get any farmer items. So, Lie Gaming must be expecting something totally different. Yeah, we're going to see this next pick for HGT. I would expect something aggressive. Even if it's not the Wisp, it should be something that can apply a lot of pressure early on to these lanes. Centaur was banned by HGT. And, I mean, it could be a support Tusk and Shaman. Yesterday they ran it kind of as like a greedy secondary 3 position hero to go with the Shaman getting the safe lane farm against the tri-lane. What else? What else could they go for? Here's the go well with Tuskar. I'm just bringing up my heroes list because, of course, you still can't see the heroes list easily during the draft without annoying your viewers by alt-tabbing. So, I mean, Tuskar goes well with anyone, to be honest. But, you know, as far as heroes that he will combo with quite nicely, there's Omni Knight. Omni Knight, okay. All right, well, that was not what I had in mind, but I actually kind of like it. You get the heal bomb, and Omni Knight's Purification does a lot of damage early on, so it's actually a pretty powerful spell to have. You snowball in, you drop the heal, you follow that up with the Ice Shards, and any other nukes, that hero's pretty much dead. Also, gives you the ultimate, which is amazing against all this physical damage from Lie Gaming. If you use Guardian Angel at the right time, Lie Gaming literally do nothing. Like, all they're going to have at that point is Soul Assumption and whatever Rubik can steal. So I'm actually loving this Omni Knight pick. and Clockwork will be the reply. So they get the mana burn for Clockwork, also some control against 3 melee heroes, and at the same time, if Tuskar snowballs in on you and he brings buddies, then you don't really want to be trapping them in with cogs. But I do, as you're probably going down there, but I do like Clockwork as a hero when you're running the Drow Ranger Visage. You want someone who basically keeps the enemy off the Drow and off the Visage, ideally. Mainly the Familiars will be the Visage's tool in these fights, though, and allows his team to right-click. So it is a powerful pick in that sense, but expect a lot of early aggression from HGT at these picks. It's going to be Kaka handling the Omni Knight this time around. So he was the Tuskar yesterday, I believe. Draft's complete. So thank you to everyone just joining us now, guys. We've got a great game in store for you, and then 2 more after this. The next match will be some bigger name teams, I suppose, for the Western Dota fans. You might recognize some of the names, Newbie and LGD. And then, of course, the final match of the day will be Tong Fu versus lgd.cdec. So that will be, for lack of, honestly, to be perfectly blunt, it'll be a battle of the teams in the dumpster. Someone will get a win after today out of those 2 teams, the 2 0-5 squads. But yeah, we're getting back underway here. So the game will resume, and I'm just going to quickly let the world know that we've got an Omni Knight Tuskar, and then we'll introduce the players and get this show on the road. All right, let's introduce our teams. We've got on the dire side, Team Hyperglory, Team 5-1, looking to go 6-1 here and complete a virtually flawless run through the Starladder China group stage. Something I think very few people would have predicted, if any, going into this. But hey, they're close, man. I see he's been really solid on the off lane, and he will be playing your Tidehunter in this game. Kaka will be handling the Omni Knight. It's ZSMJ on the Razor. That puts Pretty Hall on the support Tuskar and S onto the Shaman. So we're going to see not only an Omni Knight, but not a support Omni Knight, which we saw in, I think it was Game Show League, nor are we going to see the off-lane Omni Knight that was used by Universe when EG took down Alliance at TA4. We're going to see a solo mid-Omni. And they're expecting a Lycan mid, I believe, and they're going to be right about this. And this is a very powerful hero to have in the mid lane. You've got Purification, which is pure damage, so the Wolf's magic resistance not going to matter there. And they will still drop quickly to the heal bomb. And on top of that, he's going to get his early levels. Like, Omni Knight is actually pretty decent against a lot of melee heroes in a 1v1 matchup. The issue is he needs levels. He generally struggles against a lot of the popular heroes in the metagame right now, like the Razor, which they picked up. Of course, the Viper and Death Prophet. Like, these types of heroes that could just harass you from range. But yeah, with that said, let's introduce our teams. We've got Lie Gaming on the Radiant side. XC, the opposition for HGT. They are 2-3. They need a win to stay in the playoff hunt. He'll be going mid as the Lycan. XTT, your off-laner for the squad. He'll go as the Clockwork there. 5400, your safe lane support. Rubik, Super, on your Visage. And last but not least, we've got XDD handling the Drow Ranger. Dire Observer Ward was planted down first here, so I believe it was first, yeah. Yeah, it was planted down first, so he knows that the Radiant has some vision here if he's paying attention, which I imagine he was. And already off the bat, oh, the Roman mid. They got a double damage on him pretty hard. Ice Shards are there, and this is already looking like a repeat of the game I saw yesterday, where they just dual roam mid, but it was not with the Shadow Shaman. It was with a Wisp Tuskar, but same effect. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Icy also getting harassed out a bit as XDD starts to chunk him with ice arrows. Yeah, double damage rune on a Tuskar. That's gonna hurt. Leaves a mark, and now this lane gets tough for XC. He's taking that early point in Hal. So I've talked a lot about the Omni Knight pick, but to return to my original point, it on paper is still a very strong Lie Gaming draft if they can get through these lanes intact. They're going to get early levels on their Drow, and they have Hal as well. So they have Hal plus Precision Art, an immense amount of damage. The issue is just going to be that this Lyca is having a rough time. You can already see Kaka using the heal to harass. A nice thing to do when you're... That's why Omni Knight generally does a lot better against melee heroes, because they go up to farm the wave, and you just heal bomb the creep they're auto-attacking. Meanwhile, top Ice Shards, holding XTT back. There's no Snowball yet. Pretty Hall's only level 1, but he's really slapping him down early on with that claw. And we'll now see Icy begin to do some ancient stacking. So 53 seconds in. Also check the 2-minute rune here. Can probably harass this Visage a bit. Oh no, he's taking a point in Kraken Shell early on, so limited harassment potential, but the rune's actually going to spawn top. That's an illusion. It'll be picked up by the Omni Knight. Already has his bottle out. Very nice for him. As XC is still farming well in this mid lane, 8-1, but they're giving away free farm to an Omni Knight. Generally, his weakness is in the laning stage. If you give him free farm in an easy matchup and a first blood, game can get hard for you real quickly. And we haven't seen the true power of this lineup yet. Snowball into Omni heal, into Purification, and then the follow-up coming out for the Walrus Punch. Not to mention they will have an early point in the ult. He's, for now, is leveling up Degenar, though. We're not seeing any points in Repel. Great 1v1 build. Allows you to just constantly chase them down, harass them. Very annoying for the Lycan before he gets his ultimate. And more Purification harassment for Kaka. Tough times here in the mid lane. But Lycan is still getting his farm. And I imagine we'll see him go back for a bottle soon. That'll probably be his next pickup. He's going to need some additional sustain to deal with this matchup in the mid lane. They're also, of course, getting free farm on the Razor top lane. So ZSMJ now phase boots online. We'll see Icy rotating through the Radiant jungle. He's going to try and leech some experience here, although he's a little bit late to the creeps. I'm really liking this overall from HGT. They have a good lineup to deal with, even if the Drow gets farm. Like, they have the Omni Knight ultimate, they have Anchor Smash, and they have a Blink Initiator and Tide, as well as obviously the Snowball Initiation. Like, even if there's a Drow this game, and she offers a lot of damage in theory, in practice, they've got good gap closers, and they can survive when they run in because of the Omni Knight ult, heal, repel. So, I'm feeling like HGT, if they can get to this laning stage on even footing, can look to literally just face rush LI Gaming in the mid game. That's what I'm expected to see out of them. And you can see Purification, like I was mentioning, just destroys Lycan Wolves. All that extra magic resistance doesn't help you, as it is pure damage, as I guess the name kind of suggests. XTT. Oh no, another double damager, and this is going to be another kill against LI Gaming. He's caught out. The heal bomb's there, and they'll even give it to Kaka. He's now very close to his Arcane Boots. Well, meanwhile, in bottom lane, Icy is harassed a bit. They have a lift ready to go. Anchor Smash is going to hit the Rubik. They can toss him back. Soul Assumption charging up. It's only level 1, though. They'll Grave Chill. They'll continue pursuit. And he waited. Oh, no. Just got enough damage to get the kill. Let the charges kind of wear off there, but didn't end up mattering in the end. Lycan is still keeping his farm up, though. XC. Despite the death, he now has his bottle on the way, and he's still doing decently. And honestly, dying that early doesn't really hurt you that much. It's more that your opponent gets the first blood gold, but you don't really lose anything because you just instantly respawn. And they did sentry off the Ancient since that first stack was attempted at the 2-minute mark, so Tidehunter won't be able to farm any additional stacks here. At the same time, just the double stack goes a long way. And I'm looking for some more aggression now from the Hyper Glory team. Pretty Hall's rotating bottom. Icy. Oh, he's only level 2. Not sure how much aggression we'll see then. Yeah, he's struggled in this offlane quite a bit. Compared to the offlane Clockwork, already level 4.5. And I'm imagining it'll be Arcane Boots for the Omni Knight, but with mid and the bottle, it's possible he could skip them and go for something else. Like, Icy's not getting farmed, so if you want an early mech, it's either your Razor builds it. Oh, actually, looks like it is. Omni is pretty mana dependent, though. With this build, he's not so much, and yeah, we'll see the Arcane Boots come out, so. The other option is to go for something like Soul Rain. It's a little bit cheaper, and it does allow you to spam your spells a lot, but Arcane Boots is going to offer your team a lot more. And they do have heroes who can use them. Shaman definitely needs the additional mana. Maybe he rushes a Blink Dagger with the early Arcanes on Kaka, and he's now got the rank 4 Purification. 360 pure damage. The Wolves, 320. So 1 Purification insta-gives them at this point. And they're already maxed. They're not getting any more HP anymore. So, I'll be interested to see how the mid-game progresses here for HGT. The lanes have worked out nicely for them. Still, it is a free farm Drow Ranger. It is a free farm Lycan mid. They haven't really done much to shut him down. And in theory, if this goes late enough, HGT have really good team fight, but you'd probably rather beat LI Gaming before they get the big damage items and have the split push potential of a Visage with Drow's Precision Aura backing him up. Speaking of that Visage, Super is working towards his level 6, but rather slowly. Only 4 at 7 minutes in. Didn't get an explosive kill. Like, they got the Icy kill, but he was level 2 at the time, so Not too much experience there, and it seems HGT are now going to group. There might be a trade attempted. I'd like to see Lie Gaming just immediately push out mid and bottom lane. They do not want a team fight right now. Omni Knight is level 7. Razor already has his phase boots up and his level 4 plasma field. And it seems they will be split pushing. XDD, he's gone for the Frost Arrows max, so he's only got the 1-point precision armor. Pretty standard build nowadays, but at the same time, we'll slow down the push a bit as Omni is now healing his own illusions. His hero probably could have used that HP, but he will zone them off. Just lots of cute shenanigans you could pull off with the heal bombs. Also nice when you have invis heroes hunting down your opponents. So they get the tier 1 top lane, and they'll continue the push with ZSMJ. I'm a bit worried about how Lie Gaming deal with the Razor with Repel on him later on this game. This Kaka now hits level 6, or sorry, level 8. And he's saving skill points here. So he may just go for the 2 points Repel. Bottom tower denied by the Shaman. Nicely played by S. But they're going to lose this mid tower as well, and that goes the way of XC. So a 2-for-1 exchange, not really the best for HGT. And overall, just good play from Lie Gaming. They understand they don't have the strong team fight, but they have the split push potential. And I'm a little surprised HGT didn't go back to defend those towers. They could have TP'd an Omni. He just kind of hung around top lane, and now he's going to smoke. He's bringing in the Tuskar. They're looking for the snowball heal bomb. Watch out, XTT. You're about to be a sad clockwork. No, they don't even... Oh, yeah, there's your snowball heal. No, didn't... Oh, they completely miscued it. Didn't get Kaka in the snowball first and just roll right it. Pretty oh no. He launched it too soon. He didn't bring the Omni Knight into it, and the Omni Knight also didn't... He expected to be brought in, so he didn't heal the Tuskar until it was too late. Oh, total fail by HGT. They blew a smoke for that as well. And that was a big investment. They gave up a free tower. At least could have defended one of the tier 1 mid and bottom if they'd immediately backed. But they wanted that kill, and we'll now see the skill build from Kaka. The 2 early points in Degen are for harassment, but now he begins to max Repel. As mentioned, extremely powerful in Razor. It means he can skip a BKB. The only way to really deal with this is a Diffusal Blade, but looking at this Lie Gaming lineup, it would be an okay item on Drow Ranger, but I don't think we're going to see that early on. Generally, you just see your straight Yasha for the most cost-effective early game agility you can get outside of Wraith Bands, which tend to take up your inventory slots pretty quickly. And HGT, I see the potential of this draft, but I'm feeling like they're not getting quite enough done. This is a good start, though. The push in the mid lane, they'll start just whacking away on the tower here. They have Shaman wards up. I think they'd like to save the wards for a tier 2, perhaps, but they may be forced to just take whatever they can get now, as Super has finally hit level 6, 10 minutes in. Still decent timing for the level 6 on the Visage. And they'll push in again. 5-man Dota? No, not commencing. They're bringing the Tide to defend top lane. They don't want to be trading towers any longer with the Lycan Drow. But they're not going to have a choice about this. The tier 2 bottom's under siege. XDD laying into it. He stopped maxing Frost Arrows. They used the Shaman Wards to get a tier 1 mid, but they give up a tier 2 bottom. Now Kaka pursued out, slowed down. He has a heal and repel. He'll be absolutely fine. But these trades from HGT are really questionable. Giving up 2 tier 1s for just a tier 1, and it's the worst tier 1 in the game to take. The Radiant offlane tier 1. That's already a bad trade. They did get 1 tower denied, so that's like 1.5 for 1. Not the worst thing in the world. But now they give up a tier 2 bottom lane. An important Roshan tower to boot. It's not going to cut it. And HGT are falling behind in the farm game a bit now. You see the cores of Lie Gaming are catching up, and in fact, Radiant up 2,000, 2,500 gold. With the Drow Ranger Midas kicking in, the Lycan off split pushing. This lead has the potential to balloon. But you gotta be careful if you're Lie Gaming. One bad fight, fighting into the Omni Knight ultimate, fighting into a timely repel. You can't use the Frost Arrows on a repelled Razor, and he'll just be able to run your Drow Ranger down, charge into the fight, and they can't even right-click him, really. Oh, top lane. Lycan gets a solo kill on the Tidehunter, forces out a triple TP. He had Ravage, but looks like might not have had mana for it right before he went down. That's a solo kill that really shouldn't happen, at least not without getting off Ravage. Big plays, though, from XZ. Forcing out 3 TPs and getting a kill on the Tide, who doesn't have his Blink yet, doesn't have that big teamfight item. The only real teamfight item that HGT has acquired is the mech. Are they close to a Shaman? Blink? No, not really. Double Arcanes and the mech, that's it. And what looked like an awesome strat and a great start is starting to fall apart a bit here now. they don't have the right kind of lineup to really go around ganking effectively. They have Tuskar, but there's no global mobility here. There's no heroes like Bat Rider, no heroes along the lines of, say, a Clockwork for the Dire side. So if they're forced to just constantly react to this live gaming split push, then they are going to start falling behind in gold, experience, and even map control. As your Visage will now pick up a point booster, and Super begins working its way towards an Ags. Kaka lifting, getting lifted back by 5400. It'll simply TP out. Nothing the Omni can do. Of course, one of the downsides to the hero is he has no real lockdown to speak of. So great teamfight presence, but he needs his supporting cast to be near him to prevent those TPs out, or some more damage, which he doesn't really have. What started out as an amazing mid lane performance is now quickly falling apart, and they're going for a Roche sneak here. They're using Hal, the max rank precision aura. This Roche is just melting. There's no dire vision here. They've got a great lane ward mid. They have one over towards the top side of the map as well, and this is just going to be a complete sneak, even a lane ward bottom. XTT now walking into position. Live Gaming pull a fast one here on HGT. And what looked like a potentially amazing strategy, well, it gets harder from here. Now they've got to fight through an extra life on the Lycan. The Drow Ranger, if she wants to go for the Blink next, nearly has completed it. Where's the sense of urgency for HGT? Are they just that confident in their team fight? I don't think they should. I mean, their team fight is that good. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they should count on it, like, being given team fights. Sly Gaming is not planning on grouping up anytime soon. They're hiding the Visage and Rubik in the trees top lane. They're sending XDD bottom to get what farm he can. XTT is roaming around behind and kind of using his teammates as a screen, and XT's pushing mid, and finally, HGT will make a move. They'll head towards this top lane. They make it a Visage kill, although he seems to know what's up. TP ready. They'll wrap around on 5400. They really need 2 kills to make this worthwhile. Plasma Field hits the Rubik. He'll end up going down. Super still chilling there. And he gets hexed. Almost TP'd out in the nick of time. 5400 though. Even with the stolen heal, it's not going to save him. The counter heal comes out. But Super continues to push. He nearly got the tower top lane. He can go back in with this familiar, go for the last hit, and no, too late. Pretty Hall got it. But that wasn't the only push happening. While that was going on, the Lycan pushed in the mid lane. Did a lot of damage to the tier 2 tower. And they will jump XTT now. So they're looking to kill off the Clockwork. Snowball? Yeah, there you go. Straight on into XTT. He's got a hook shot ready, but he gets Walrus Punch up in the air. Now held in place by the Edge Charge, hexed, and then shackled as well. Big commitment to kill him, but it's the Clockwork. They're not killing the Drow. She's off pushing the bottom lane. They're not killing the Lycan. He's up to 2400 gold, has his Necro 1 ready to go. And they're not even killing the Visage, who now has over half of the gold needed to complete an Aghanim Scepter. Or the items, I should say, as he has bought 2 of them. Wards drop bottom lane, almost trapping in Kaka. And 5400 continues to be a mini Omni of his own. Now XDD is Blink. It blinks in direct into Pretty Hall. Ravage is there, though. They can look to turn this one on XDD. Blink Dagger cooling down. He tries for the TP out. They're going to let him get away. They try to kill off XC instead, but he may also escape with the bottle charges. Keep him alive. I think he'll just live. Oh, barely. 12 health. They blink the wrong direction. He'll go for the TP out. Don't let him escape. Oh, no. HGT. Where did it all go wrong? Ravage blown. The first Ravage of this game. 15.5 minutes in. They don't get the Drow. They don't get the Lycan. They don't even get the damn Aegis. They get absolutely nothing. And now he's got his book building. The book one's up. The second recipe's not too far off. They're starting to crumble. Now trailing by 6,000 gold. A little over 5,000 experience. And they're going to go for a catch-up Midas on Kaka. They've decided we're not winning this one anytime soon. We got to improve our economy. No, don't get me wrong. Omni Knight is a hero that can benefits immensely from farm. Like, a really great hero to get farm on. Aghanim Scepter is a pretty cool upgrade for him. Getting a Hex is great on Omni Knight. Shiva's is amazing. For fun in pubs, you can go for your Carry Omni with the Radiance and the Max passive. But, yeah, he's going to need a lot. Like, it's going to be tough for Kaka to keep up. He's already 3,000 gold down on the Drow and the Lycan. And these heroes just flat out farm faster. It also gives Omni some levels, which, to be fair, he also needs. XC now just ults and he'll head to the north. Is there anything to lock him down? Yeah, there's a Shackles. He's not going to waste his time with the Hex. They know that won't be helpful. Ice Shards, holding XC in position, gets Polar Punched. Walrus Punch to Oblivion, I should say. And he's respawning in the middle. He's respawning in midair. He was trapped up in the clouds while the respawn animation came through. But he drops back down into the entirety of the HGT squad. That was pretty funny. Still, it's kind of space created, because XDD is pushing the bottom lane during this time. He's got a Yash up, and Lycan almost has the book 2 recipe in spite of this. They also took the tier 2 tower top lane during this time. And how much? Yeah, they got the last hit. They got on the Visage as well. Perfect hero to get on. Now his Axe is online. He doesn't have the level 2 ult, though. He's actually pretty under-leveled. Like, generally at this point, we'll see the Visage around level 10 or so in a good game. 11 if you've been fed. So he will have the triple birds, but they won't be quite as strong. They now pick up a gem on Kaka. Looking to get some map control back this game, which is a bit lacking for them. You look at the Dire side right now, they're kind of cordoned into this region of the map. That's about a little over a quarter of the map. Fly Gaming on the other side, they've got way more control and way more idea of what HGT are up to. Pretty hard. We'll find 5400 though. Has a Force Staff. Probably needs to save it here. The Snowball's going to start this off though. Falcon Punch! God, that's such a satisfying spell. Familiars will push in the top lane. Not really being microed that well. They might end up feeding one. Oh no, resummon just in time. Yeah, he was waiting for his Aghanim Scepter to arrive and just got it now. So at least 3 minutes until he'll get the level 2 ultimate and have a shot at 3 of those familiars. Book 2 up for Lycan and working towards his book 3. The one area where HGT will struggle a bit this game, I feel, is against BKBs. They have Razor, who can do decent damage to BKB heroes, and that's pretty much it. Wards, there's Omni Knight Heal, won't be useful in those fights. All the nukes, the Tide Ravage can be dodged by BKBs, so if this goes a bit later, I'm feeling like HGT basically have to use the Omni Knight ult just to wait out the BKBs and then turn the fight. They'll use the Walrus Punch just to kill off a wolf. Poor Wolfie. He'll bomb as well. Now gushing. That gem is paying dividends. And yeah, you can see the Omni Knight heal is all that's needed. It's a one-shot on these things. It's a cool little counter. But I'm still looking at the way this game developed and feeling HGT just should have been more aggressive with their early start. They should have forced fights a little bit sooner before the Drow and the Lycan came online, and also just tried to take down these towers. Like, the fact that the tier 1 bottom is still up when you have such a good 5-man lineup is really questionable. But now it's hard to go for any kind of towers, because they've already lost all their outers. If they start going for trades beyond this tier 1 bottom, they're probably giving up actual base buildings. Looking at tier 3s that might go down. It gets harder and harder for them. But these familiars are just disgusting. They've got Howl damage, they've got Precision Aura. I'm not going to try to mathcraft it during the cast, although Anchor Smash is doing a lot of work to these. Especially the level 1 familiars. Rubik has stolen it. Yeah, 1 Anchor Smash and an auto attack kills off each. But definitely need his level 11 ASAP. Super familiars, man. But for now, the lay of the land is that pretty much 80% of the map is in live gaming control, and 20 to 30% is in HGT control. It's not like HGT are afraid to leave their base, it's just they really can't. I still think they do okay in a team fight. But we're in an Omni Knight game where Omni Knight has yet to use a Guardian Angel. I don't even think I've seen him use a Repel either, and I've mostly been watching Kaka this game. That is not the kind of game you want to be playing with Omni Knight. You want to be 5-manning with this hero, using the heals to turn fights. I mean, it's a 360 HP swing. Or sorry, a 720 HP swing. If you get a nuke off on someone. You heal your ally for 360, you do that 360 pure damage against an opponent. That is an incredibly powerful teamfight ability. And it is AoE. It's a small one, but in theory can get multiple heroes with it if they clump up. We've yet to see it used in a teamfight, really. Just a gank or two here or there. The tempo of this is nice for live gaming. quite nice for them. And I do go back to my earlier point. Like, I'm not even sure what HGT can do now. They don't have the right heroes to like go around the map forcing engagements. No Bat Rider, no Clockwork, no. I mean, they have good team fighters, but not those mobile global heroes. It's where like maybe you even want to see BOTs on Pretty Hall or something, but that's your support Tusk, so it's just not going to happen. And now the Drow has a completed Manta. XDD pushing in the bottom lane, scouting with his illusions elsewhere on the map, and just generally being a nuisance for this team. HGT once again on a bit of a journey. This time they're heading towards top lane. They'll look for XC here. He's now up to another 1,000 gold. Doesn't have BKB yet, though. They might be able to kill him off if they're quick. XC doesn't have Vision. Oh, he gets hexed. He didn't get off his ultimate yet. Now the ward drop. They got to commit a lot here. Snowball, Polar Punch. They'll need it all. The heal bomb as well. He's trapped in fully. He will end up going down. They'll plate up the Necro, or sorry, the Wolves as well. So get a little extra gold that way. But now, Live Gaming will push the bottom lane hard. CSMJ will be playing defense here. And the hook shot could be used defensively if needed, but with Clockwork there to protect XDD, XTT, keeping XDD safe, there's really no need to risk it. And they'll look for the Roshan now. They've got level 11 on Super. I'm not sure. Did he oh, he hasn't resummoned them yet. He didn't save. Ideally, you want to save the resummon, like, if you're close to level 11 until you have it. So these are only the 300 HP familiars. Still, they get Precision R. Still, they get a ton of bonus damage from Hal, and they hit very hard, as we're seeing now. Still 80 damage per 80 damage every attack, 2.5 attacks a second. So you're looking at 200 damage a second from each familiar before reduction. And that's with all the Precision R removed. Or no, sorry, with the Precision R, but with all the familiar stacks removed, I mean to say, the bonus damage. It's a lot of deeps. I feel HGT's frustration, man. Like, they want to fight so bad. They have the Force Staff, they have Ravage, they have everything to team fight. Wards are about to cool down. But they just can't do it. They are itemizing well as well. Like, they get double Ghost Scepter here. Amazing to get Sly Gaming. Although it, as I mentioned, they're mostly physical damage. The only thing is, it does make Diffusal Blade a better and better item to like counter this HGT lineup. In theory. Not so good on ranged heroes in general is the main issue, because your illusions don't get the mana burn effect. So it doesn't really benefit you the same way like a Diffusal Blade would on a melee right-clicking carry, like a Faceless Void, for example. If he goes for a Manta-style Diffusal Blade, which we did see in one of the Omni Knight games I cast a couple weeks ago, was a Void was picked up already, and he went Diffusal Manta, but it's nice against Omni Knight, but yeah, when only the main Drow is getting it, it's kind of underwhelming, and also, obviously, you can't have the Frost Arrows as well as the Diffusal Blade going at once, so you have to basically manually toggle your arrows, which is fine. It's just a bit of a nuisance. But, I mean, maybe even like going back for one on the Visage would be okay. I don't know. For now, they're feeling like they just don't have to fight heroes this game. They push in bottom, they bottle HGT up in their base, and where HGT once controlled this area of the map, now they're down to this area. Like, that's about the region they feel safe, but they're going to look for the wraparound now. They're smoked. Live Gaming could get caught out here. When's the smoke going to be revealed? Right as they come up the cliff, yeah, they'll get the Hex off at XTT. Wards drop now. Familiar's coming in, but the Repel's there to ensure a full duration shackle. He's down, and the chase is on. Super Grave Chills, though. Icy doesn't have a Blink Dagger ready for some time. These Familiars might be farmed up by Wards, but I don't know if Icy's going to be able to get in range of Super. And stealing damage from the Familiars. I didn't even know you could do that. Wow. S getting pursued out. They're forced to use an Omni Knight heal just to help him live against the Familiars, while bottom lane, XC is going to push in. He's got the Necro Bolt going to work here. The Familiars end up getting to kill the Shaman anyway, although the Visage does go down. He's still got a flock of 3 working. And the Lycan's still split pushing. Drow's here as well. Oh no, sorry, not Drow. The Necro Archer is here as well. Drow's mid. And Drow is killing off a tier 3. Big structural damage. Omni Knight ult is down. Ravage is still online, but they're going to commit to buildings at this point. And Live Gaming are just ratting their way to victory. They'll take their first lane of Rex. This one's going out. XC may sack his life. He'll go for a TP out. He's going to get away too. They've got no way to cancel this. The Drow Rangers, well, forced off the mid lane for now, but nearly killed off the tier 3 tower. Oh, HGT. I love your creativity with the draft, but the execution just wasn't there. Now it's a lie gaming game. I think I'm about to lose some rares, guys. I was talking big in the chat before this one, but I have to say HGT has disappointed me. Yeah, 5400 just gonna blink away. That's Snowball, very ineffective, especially with just one hero in it. And at this point, if you're lie gaming, like, you just keep on doing the same thing. No reason to risk it too much. Just let your Drow and your Lycan push in this mid and bottom lane a bit. Bottom lane will naturally push with the Rex down, and then you slowly chip away at buildings wherever you have room. Maybe take out the range tracks with the Lycan bottom lane. Once you get BKBs, HGT have only Polar Punch to cancel them, so potentially you could just TP out and right in front of their faces. And the familiars are doing economic damage here. Stealing jungle creeps. Top lane, Blink Hex onto 5400. And the heal bomb's there. They'll get the Rubik. But that's the low-hanging fruit. And now it's a double BKB. So, two things to worry about here. One is, only one way to cancel TPs when lie gaming or rat dotaing to the best of their ability and split pushing as well as they can. And that's the Walrus Punch they mentioned. The other issue is that they can just turn and kill most of these heroes, unless Omni Knight is there with his ultimate. Razor, with the stolen damage, potentially can man fight against Drow, but that's about it. Legging can just run away from him and break the link fairly easily. And now Kaka's pursuing familiars through the tree line. Hookshot in top lane. Finds Icy. He doesn't have Ravage. He'll go Scepter, but Gusted is actually pushed out of the cogs. Almost a helpful play from XDD. Icy still no Ravage, but he gets healed. He gets turned around upon. Meanwhile, mid lane, Lycan is in the base. The wolf is at your door, HGT. What are you going to do about it? Well, for now, the rest of Light Gaming will stagger retreat while XC works on the melee racks. He is slowed down a lot by this Frozen Sigil. This is really delaying the progression on buildings, but he's done his damage so far. Snowball's ready. They might be able to kill off XC here. Oh, Snowball? Ice Shards. Maybe waiting for the Ice Shards to cool down. He can't get the vision to go in. Currently no vision on the Lycan, but tracking him through the tree line. This is going to be a 4-step from 5400. Ice Shards just missing. He'll get out in the end. So yeah, you can see the power of the Frozen Sigil against BKBs. It does delay their split push, but it doesn't stop it is the problem. Imagine if HGT had just taken these fights earlier in the game. Like, if they had been able to take engagements along those lines at 10 to 15 minutes, when Drow had nothing but a Midas and Treads, when Lycan had just his Treads, Vlad's Bottle, Quelling Blade, this could have been such a different game for them, but now they're going to have to be basically gifted a bunch of kills, and it gets to the point where it's guerrilla warfare time from Super. He's going to have familiars backstabbing buildings now. Not tier 3s unless there's creeps in the base, but he can just send them in to cut the waves, to snipe supports, potentially even going to heal. Lots of annoying shenanigans are possible from him. A little bit of chip damage. Just the wolves munching on buildings here. Familiars took a quick poke at this tier 3 top lane, and meanwhile they do find a kill on the Rubik, but again, it's just the Rubik. This is the real damage that HGT are doing, is this mid push. These wolves are still munching. You gotta kill these off, CSMJ. But he doesn't have detection with the tower down, and I think they just stopped auto-attacking. Drop linking in. Oh, this could be bad. BKBs. Doesn't have a TP scroll, and there's Polar Punch anyway. Gusting everybody back. XDD is going to go down for this. But Familiars are once again trying to do their work in the base. XDD, slowed down by the Omni Knight. Polar Punched up in the air. They'll get the Drow Ranger kill here as well. HGT fight a big one, but Wolf's in. 2 lanes of Rex down. Double damage on XZ, and no way to stop this chase out. It's feeling hopeless. Like, that's a great hero to kill, too. Killing the Drow is second only maybe to killing the Lycan, but then what? Then you still lose buildings. And even Familiars are chipping away at these range Rex. Oh, the humanity. Have mercy, like gaming. HGT just want to fight like men. Why do you have to dodge? Blink heal on XE. They have a BKB on him, though. Polar Punch will say, hell no. There's an ultimate ready, though. And at that point, oh, they need to trap him in. He runs the gauntlet. He heads to the north, pushing forward his S. And S will barely get the kill with that final nuke. Frustrating. They had to invest a lot to get that one. Chasing him around the world. I just love the fact that, like, Live Gaming hasn't really taken a head-on fight in 20 minutes, and HGT can't do a thing about it. That's infuriating. It's getting to the point where they're probably just gonna have to, like, roll the dice and just 5-man down mid, honestly. And they are so much stronger in team fights as far as their skill set goes that they may be able to win this fight. If Live Gaming make the mistake of overcommitting to a defense and they can't take the fight, this could go HGT's way, though I think they only can get one building every time that the Shaman Wards and the Razor Ultimate are up. There's still a Glyph ready for the Radiant Squad. Familiars doing their best to push in the top lane, like in respawning in 10. Wards will get dropped. They're just going to take a tier 2 mid. But HGT are holding on for now. CSMJ charging forward. He's not been given a repel yet by Kaka, just reserving that. They'll end up backing off. And meanwhile, your Visage has nearly completed Assault Cuirass. Just saying. That's supposed to be a 4-position hero. But he's got the net worth of the enemy Omni Knight, who was their solo mid. In theory, they're 2-position. Just 1,000 gold short of that. Actually, a little bit less. Their team ganking familiars. Well, CSMJ is going to look to steal some damage here, I guess. I still did not... That's very interesting. That's a interesting mechanic. But meanwhile, iGaming have their eyes on a more important objective. They resummon the familiars here with the Howl damage. They're hitting for 93 a pop, and way more when they get their stacks up. 129 a pop. With 2.5 attacks a second, they'll get the Aegis way too quickly. That was like a 5-second Roche at 30 minutes in. 33 minutes in, to be exact. Aegis now secured. That goes the way this time of XZ, who's been the hero that really goes for the aggressive backdooring. And it's gotten to the point where ZSMJ says, I need a Blink Dagger. I need some mobility to chase this Drow down. And now he's a Shivas as well. You throw a Repel on this guy, he is ungodly hard to kill. There's still the Omni Knight ultimate. He's now picked up an Aghanim Scepter. And maybe this is the answer to the backdoor shenanigans. The global heal on your buildings with the invulnerability effect. What's the cooldown on that? Still 150 seconds. I was gonna say, if this is like a 1-minute cooldown, maybe you could use it to hold the line against this backdoor, but yeah, he's only gonna have it for 10 seconds every 2.5 minutes. So he's really got to make it count. It's 1/15 of the game time that it'll be up for. The other 90+% of the time, well, yeah, you're struggling. And he'll jump in immediately. He repels himself, and XTT will force himself back. They're just hiding in the trees. The familiars and the Rubik at this point, while Pursuit is on. TP's out will come. And meanwhile, mid lane, the push is in from XC. He's going to just run away from the Razor, who popped his Shivas, but can't slow down the Wolf when he's in ult form. Only can stun him. And then a little bit of Rat Dota from 5400. Still, it's not a third lane of Rex down yet. They still hold on to the range Rex, but bottom lane pushes in. They'll have to come back and defend. HGT winning at pretty much every fight they take. They lead 14-3. The dream is still alive, boys. If somehow HGT can rack up a few extra kills, we could see them go 322 and lose despite not really throwing the game. That would be a sight. XTD does get caught by Ice Shards. The blink in. Polar punches there, but now he could BKB TP out. No, he doesn't have a TP. He's got the cheese instead. XTD. Oh no, he doesn't have his bonus damage either. Hook shot in from XTT trying to save him, and XTD will pop his cheese. Now he tries to run away. He really wants to get away from these heroes so he can get that bonus agility. It's not happening. It's not happening. He'll go down. The familiars only doing a little bit to chip away as the Omni Knight ult was protecting the base during that time. But still did some damage there. And now ZSMJ jumps into 5400. They're starting to rack up these kills with the Drow dead. Nobody hits that fast. The familiars are fighting against backdoor protection, it looks like. Yeah, so not getting any damage done. Creep's not in the base yet. ZSMJ still chasing. Still chasing this Rubik. Alright, he's got him. Rubik down. Now the Blink Hex on the Super. But Omni Knight nearly falling to these familiars. Even without Precision Aura, they still hit pretty hard on their own. Familiars are still strong units in general. And now Super will probably be killed off here. Surrounded and just punched in the face by 4 heroes. XE now forced off. They've lost 3. Live Gaming starting to struggle a bit in their efforts to rat their way to victory. They might need to give Admiral Bulldog a call, because this one is by no means in the bag. There's now a Refresher Orb being picked up. That's going to be for Icy. Double Ravage. Omni Knight Ultimate with Aghanim Scepter. You are not winning a team fight against HGT now. You have to rat. Time to get super creative. Well, this is one way to do it. Diffusal Blade on the Lycanthrope for XC. Maybe if he goes back for like a Manta style, just to have more mana burn on his side, but the main thing here is just the active against the Omni Knight and the Ghost Scepter, so they can't kite him as easily. Still, it's a fairly... It's not an amazingly farmed Lycan considering how late this game is. We're 37 minutes in, but they've had total free farm on Drow and Lycan, and they've killed off every single building outside of the tier 3 top, the Rax there, the Ranger X-Men, and the tier 4. So basically, like 90% of the buildings are down. And they're not that farmed, to be honest. These look more like mid-game items, and we're quickly approaching late game. 5,400 will get caught out. Tuskar finds with the Ice Shard. Snowball follows him as he 4-steps up the hill. Had to hold that a bit longer, and we'll go down. Another death. Closing in on that 322 that we're all craving. Or maybe a 420. But still down 2 lanes of Rex. Still a prickly situation. HGT, I think what they're going to need, if they want to turn this, will be a refresher on the Razor, and then Boots of Travel will be essential for this team. They need that extra mobility to deal with the backdooring shenanigans. They have to push out all these lanes. Bottom lane currently still pushing out, though they're going to have to fight against more big creeps as time goes on. And Kaka might get caught out. No, the Hex was there, but Kaka gets silenced. He's 4-step back. He's got to stay alive long enough to get his ult. The Snowball reels him in, protects him during this time. ZSFJ not kept alive, though. By the time they pop out, no, the Omni Knight actually goes down. Yeah, he's not going to make it out of this, and they'll lose 3 in the end. Oh, no. With no Repel and no Omni ult, this Razor was mincemeat for the auto attacks. As amazing as the Omni Knight ult is, if you don't get to use it, well, the game can quickly fall apart. They'll buy back on the Razor. They do have a buyback on Omni Knight as well, so the one hero they'll be missing is Tuskar. But this means, even if Fly Gaming back now, one more good fight in the next 5 minutes seals the fate. Seals the fate of HGT. And Familiars are in through the mid. While to the top lane goes XC. He gets hexed. Shiva's to fly. Ravage only connecting on 2. XT and XC. XTT, I should say. And, well, he's not the most important target, the Clockwork. As the Familiars come in right behind them. They're not even really backdooring. They're just, like, sidestepping this fight. Drow Silence to slow the chase, but Omni Knight with his buyback gets in. He pops his ult now, but they're not actually doing damage during this time. Familiars trying to fight their way through the backdoor regen, and he'll not able to do so. At HGT with that Omni Knight ultimate, at least hold their base for now. But XDD held in position, will be snowballed, punched, brought down. And the Familiars actually got nothing done. They're keeping these buildings alive, though not the Ranger X. That was killed off by the Lycanthrope, and the rest of Fly Gaming will make their way out. One more Rex down. And that makes it a total of 4. 2 to go if they want Megas. When's that all-in going to come from HGT? Is it going to come? Meanwhile, a smoke from 5,400 in Super. Although smokes are not a super essential right now, as HGT pretty much always know where they are. But they're going to find one top lane. Hookshot in on Pretty Hall, and as soon as he respawns, he's dead again. No buyback for him. Not the most important hero, but he is their one way to cancel these BKB TPs. Well, if Jar Ranger ever carries a TP. I'm not sure what CSMJ is saying in all chat. He might be a little annoyed. Might have called his teammate a feeder. Someday I'll get those Chinese lessons, guys. Until then, you'll just have to hope that Winter casts with me more. And I'll try to heal to push out this lane. And apparently it's just become a chat fest by everyone. Chinese broadcasters getting in the act. Fun times. Another blink in. This time it's on to S. He gets lifted, drop back. He's got wards ready. He may be forced to pop these if he wants to hold. And now the BKB for the Lycan. Ghost Scepters galore, but there's a Diffusal Blade. He's already used it. The Shaman got thrown up in the air. I think that was the one that he purged, and in the end won't end up getting too much accomplished. Oh, but that was an Eye of the Storm stolen. Unfortunately, there's no Aghanim Scepter on the Rubik. Still a nice ability as he blinks out. Did he just dodge a Gush? He blink dodged a Gush. That is a pretty difficult spell to blink dodge. XDD goes back in through the Ancients. What a game it's been so far for both of these squads. HGT with a win here, for those who join us a bit late, would be 6-1. They would be guaranteed tied for first place, if not just outright first place in Starladder China. That means tied or ahead of Vici Gaming, LGD, Newbie, and IG. For Hyper Glory Team, that would be an incredible accomplishment. A team that has one well-known player in ZSMJ, one slightly known player to Western fans anyway, and Icy, and the rest of them are definitely good players, but certainly not like huge fan favorites in the Chinese or Western community. And well, they might be thwarted here. Lie Gaming are on the smoke. Who's going to get the jump? That's the question. Double Ravage is ready. Blink. Ravage connects. It's on 3. Second Ravage. Rack them up. Knock them down. They get 2. But they don't get the Lycan, and they don't get the Drow. Well, they look for the Lycan. Ice Shards. He jukes around them. Somehow found his way around the tree line. Still ends up going down. They just pound him into submission. HGT. Not out of this one yet. Not out of this one just yet. They will be forced back, though. They will be forced back. And it could also go the other way. Where I mean, I've been talking about the frustration for HGT, but they at least know that they generally take fights. And it might be a situation where Ligamer are like, man, we can't take fights, and we can't backdoor because of this damn Omni Knight Aghanim Scepter. Kaka picks up a Yasha. I think a Manta is a nice choice here, just to drill with... Oh. Hook shot. No, Icy. He's really overstayed his welcome top lane. He's got a Ghost Scepter. He doesn't have any Ravages for 100 seconds, so dying here is not really the biggest deal. As long as they don't see a Ravage, which they did. But they'll use the Omni Knight ult to keep him alive. Snowball. Pretty Hall tries to turn this one. They'll get the first kill on XTT, but if they lose 2, it's not going to be worth it. And with XDD standing and delivering and a BKB ready on him, they'll have to either just TP out or sacrifice their lives. Yeah, they're going to lose Pretty Hall. So they saved the Tidehunter, who did have buyback. Pretty Hall also has buyback. So, regardless of who died, wouldn't have been the biggest deal. This tower top, despite all the backdoors, still holding around 900 health. Right where it was when that Ags was picked up. It was up to 1,000 at one point, now back down to 900. The only issue is that Omni Knight ult is down, and they're in position to push. No Ravages for 50. No Omni Knight ult. This could be the time for Lie Gaming, though the Necro Book was summoned pretty early. They'll have a decent amount of duration left. They've now picked up an Assault Cuirass as well on the Visage. Actually, probably has had it for some time. But yeah, with that, the minus armor of buildings, the raw right-click potential, this is going to be a tough defense for HGT. They'll repel Icy, but now he's forced to Ghost Scepter retreat out. A Lie Gaming, you just want to focus on buildings here. Don't worry about those hero kills, but they want both. Let's see if they get it. Yeah, ZSMJ's done for. Without this Omni ult, they've got no hope of holding on. Wards were dropped in a very awkward position. Shaman will use himself up in the air, trying to wait out this BKB, but he's being chased down, blasted away by XTD. They'll lose him. The raw right-click potential, it's too much from Lie Gaming. They'll diffuse off the Ghost Scepter, and now Icy, well, he's being forced back. Or actually, I think that was a repel that got diffused off. Either way, he's forced back to the well. They'll take the third lane of racks, and it seems like Lie Gaming have finally cracked this HGT base. Full throttle. Ravage number 1. But familiar stuns interrupt the combo. Then the silence comes through. He goes for the Ravage too. He can't get it off. He got pushed around by the cogs. They don't even get that. They're denied even the satisfaction of the double Ravage, and now it's all over. Lie Gaming will take the throne. This will be a Lie Gaming win. They thwart HGT on the road to 6-1. Their second loss in as many games. They started 5-0. They end 5-2. They're still on track for probable playoff berth, having beaten most of the teams that they're likely to compete with us for those spots, but Lie Gaming do it. The Drow Visage prevails again, this time with a little wolf at its side as well. I still think if HGT had played this more aggressively from like the 8 to 20 minute mark, they could have won. And I think they could have won convincingly, but they missed their timing window, and from there, it required too many mistakes from Lie Gaming. Well, guys, that wraps up Lie Gaming versus Hyper Glory Team. Sensational second game. We've got 2 more coming your way for Starladder China. In the meantime, we also have MSI Beat It going on. Zyclops is casting that. The next match is going to be Invasion versus Insidious Idol. So if you want some fine wordplay and funny puns, then head over to twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit. But if you want more Chinese Dota, stick around here. In 10 minutes, we shall return with our third match. That match will be Newbie versus LGD. Thank you for watching Beyond the Summit, guys. You can follow me on Twitter if you enjoy my casting at LDDota. All VODs will be available at youtube.com/BeyondTheSummitTV. But for now, we'll take that 10-minute break. Then we'll be back. Then we'll be back when Starladder China continues. Stay tuned.